You're going to want to buckle your seatbelts because this might be one of the craziest W Quicks videos of all time. So fasten your seatbelt, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's dive into today's 2025 Lego Ninjago video. This video today is sponsored by myself and the brand new Real OG W Bricks merch line that you can purchase right now down in the description. As you can see, we've got elemental sweatshirts, sweatpants, t-shirts, and of course, the favorite, the baseball caps and ice beanie hat. Of course, my favorite collection has to be the Fire collection, which just is really reminiscent of OG days. I love the way the burgundy looks here with that gorgeous, unique, custom Fire logo, of course, with the W insignia on there. And I just love how that looks. It looks so good. It's so nostalgic, but fresh at the same time. Of course, the ice line as well looks absolutely fantastic in this pale blue. I love the unique design I was able to do for an ice emblem. I love how this turned out. That W insignia, of course, looks fantastic. And with winter just around the corner, you're gonna wanna check out this beautiful new ice beanie. The sweatshirts, hats, and sweatpants are all beautifully embroidered, and the t-shirts are 100% ring spun cotton, beautifully detailed, very high quality material. This is the merch line you will not want to miss out on. So click the link down in the description right now, and let's jump back to the video. So last week on the channel, we got the information for the summer wave of LEGO Ninjago sets in 2025, in which we were completely blown away here on the channel that the prices were so ridiculously high. I mean, we're looking at an $810 summer wave here without the tax in the United States. So that is going to be an incredibly high price to purchase the entire wave. And of course, so many kids will not be able to afford it. But we're not going to be talking about the affordability or the prices today. We're actually talking about one set in particular, the Dragon and Temple diorama set, or diorama, however you like to say it. We're going to be talking about this set in specific, thanks to one comment left on my channel from one of my original subscribers and one of my closest friends here in the LEGO community, OG Ninjago, also known as Ergo here on the channel. He left a comment asking, what if this is a diorama of the original Fire Temple? And this is something that I have thought about over the past week, and it's been in my head, and I've thought, what if he's right? What if this is? So today, we're going to break this down. Could this possibly be the Fire Temple brought back? I've got some points here as to why this actually could be the Fire Temple, what I would like to see then from the Fire Temple, and what I'd like to see in the future of LEGO Ninjago if this is indeed OG Ninjago being brought back to life. And of course, my speculation, of course, what other sets we'd like to see. You're not going to want to miss a single moment of today's video. This is going to be one of the most insane videos here on the channel. OG Ninjago could be back. So with that being said, hit the like button, subscribe down below, and drop a comment letting me know what sets you would like to see from OG Ninjago brought into a diorama line, 18 plus lineup for us original Ninjago fans. Let's dive in. So of course, in the video last week, I brought up how the word diorama was odd to have placed in a Ninjago set, because if we take a look at this year with the Dragonstone Shrine, that would have probably been considered a Ninjago diorama, though it didn't have the name in it. So I was curious as to why they actually put diorama in this name, and I brought up in the video, well, maybe this is the first 18 plus set in the same style of the 18 plus Star Wars diorama sets, in which OG Ninjago Ergo brought up about the Fire Temple, which is an extremely good point. Why would you release a diorama of a set based off your brand new TV show? A diorama is more of a classic display thing, something clean and for older fans. And older fans really aren't interested in Dragons Rising. Older fans are interested in OG Ninjago. Now, speaking of OG and this OG trend that is out there around the world, of course, thanks to OG Fortnite, we all know that when Fortnite's player base went a little bit low, you know, they started to dip down. They brought back OG Fortnite so that they could increase the player base, increase the hype for their game yet again. Now, we already know that LEGO's products just aren't selling very well anymore. Their prices are too high, their quality is too low, and people are moving on from this LEGO trend that they got during the COVID era. So LEGO needs to pull something out of their back pocket to kind of bring these OG fans back to Ninjago. They need to get some sales out there because they're just outpricing themselves and they're killing their own market. So what do? They bring back OG Ninjago in the same sense of OG Fortnite to bring back the classic Ninjago fans. Though they have disrespected us and treated us like trash year after year, they're trying to bring us back. They want to rally us behind this one set, of course, in preparation for 2026. Just like in 2021, when LEGO Ninjago had the Legacy line out and released the 10-year anniversary minifigures, we could see something just as special or even cooler in 2026. Remember, those 10-year anniversary minifigures did not even reflect OG Ninjago whatsoever. It actually was kind of disrespectful to OG Ninjago as it only honored the Wild Brain era instead of the actual origins of LEGO Ninjago. It did not properly represent 10 years of Ninjago. So maybe this time around, they will do it right and they will honor the OG fans, they will honor that OG fan base, and they will honor the OG sets. Now, as I've thought about this more, and I've thought about the diorama line in the Star Wars collection, they first released their little teaser or idea of the diorama line in the summer of 2021. It was the Darth Vader's Meditation Chamber set. This was the first one out in their diorama line. Then, next year in 2022, they proceeded to release the first 3 of the actual diorama line in the summer. So we could see this same thing for Ninjago in 2026. Of course, that 15-year anniversary, it's got the same space out as the Star Wars Diorama Collection originally did, and I could definitely see this being possible now, moving into 2026, of course, with that 15-year anniversary. So over the past week, when I've been thinking about this, I've been thinking, oh my goodness, this could actually be the case. This wave of sets is already extremely expensive for a regular line of Ninjago, but having a diorama set in there would make sense since it's just an 18 plus Ninjago line. It's kind of its one-off set, and it wouldn't really be considered part of the actual play scale wave. It would be its own thing, which would cut that $810 price point down by another $150. $660 is a lot more reasonable and normal for a Ninjago summer wave than $810, which is absurd. But $660 seems a lot more reasonable with this diorama set being its own thing. This might legitimately be the greatest theory or prediction in Ninjago's history. Big shout out to OG Ninjago. If you've watched this far into the video, go give him a follow over on Instagram. But as I have pieced this stuff together, as I have sat and I've kind of pieced all these pieces together of how this could line up, I've actually started to believe it myself that this could be the case. And in my opinion, this would finally be the way to honor the OG fans, to give us the recognition that we deserve and the love that we have wanted for so many years in the Ninjago line. We got Ninjago to where it is, and this is what we need to see back. The diorama line 2025 to 2026, celebrating 15 years of LEGO Ninjago. Let's dive into the sets that I want to see from the diorama line, what we want to see. Guys, I'm already going nuts here. This is insane. Okay. So, to honor OG Ninjago, to honor the origins of the show, diorama line. Well, moving into 2025, I think they really need to honor, obviously, just Masters of Spinjitzu. No sets, nothing correlated with Dragon's Rising for the diorama line, nothing correlated with Wild Brain era. That is not Origins. That is not Ninjago. Not even the Oni trilogy. That is not Ninjago either. I love Oni trilogy, or I love the first 2 parts of the Oni trilogy, but that is not the origins of Ninjago either. When I'm talking about honoring OG Ninjago, I'm talking about Pilots 1 and 2. That is OG Ninjago. That right there is the origins of the show. That is what I would love to see honored. Of course, I love Season 5, and we're going to talk about some sets that would honor, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5 as well. But I would really love for them to just focus on the Pilots Season 1 and Season 2. And of course, with these sets, it's going to be difficult to kind of do vehicles here, as diorama line is not really going to be vehicles. It's going to be temples, structure builds, stuff like that. So we're going to not do anything really vehicle related. Maybe a small vehicle built in there, maybe a micro scale vehicles like we saw with the trench run in Star Wars. I could see something like that possibly, but we're going to stick away from the just vehicles in general. We're not going to talk about, oh, we need a brand new Kai's Blade Cycle, or hey, we need a brand new Ultrasonic Raider. I don't see those being one-off sets. When we're talking about a diorama line, we're talking about a structure build. Maybe, like I said, you could have a small vehicle included in there, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I just don't see something like Kai's Blade Cycle returning in its own thing. I don't see Cole's Treadsault or the Lightning Jet or the Ice Bike. I just don't see that. Obviously, for this set, Raging Dragon and Temple, I really don't know what it could be other than the Fire Temple. I think that's the most iconic temple and dragon in Ninjago, especially for a diorama. I think OG Ninjago was right on that. I just don't see another temple with a dragon in Ninjago's history that would be anything close to the Fire Temple and Flame. So I'm going to hopefully say that it would be that. I hope so. I mean, that's like, that would be peak. You guys know me. I think the Fire Temple, the original, is the second best Ninjago set of all time. So I think that this would be absolutely insane. But one thing that comes to my mind, you guys know me, I'm a minifigure guy. I love minifigures. So what would we see with minifigures in something like this? If this is a diorama set, I'm not expecting 10, 15 minifigures for 100, 150 bucks. You know, maybe 3 minifigures here. That's what I would expect from a diorama 18 plus line from any other theme. So that's what I'm going to expect from Ninjago. Now, if it was a play scale $150 set, okay, yeah, you need 8 minifigures here, but not when it comes to a diorama. If it's 18 plus, then we can get away with a little bit less minifigures here and it would still be appropriate. So obviously with the Fire Temple, you're going to need Kai. That's an essential, and you're going to need Nia. I think that's the most iconic moment from Ninjago, especially the pilots, is Kai cutting Nia down off the chains and grabbing the Sword of Fire. So you're going to need a Kai and a Nia here in the set. And then I would say Sensei Wu or Lord Garmadon would be the only other options here. Of course, Lord Garmadon, a shadow version of Lord Garmadon would be really cool, or a shadow version of Kai. Imagine a shadow version of Kai, you guys. Holy smokes. A new Kai based on the original with his hair out instead, because Kai doesn't wear the hood in the Fire Temple. So it would be Kai with his hair out, and, you know, maybe a new mold for the original style of Kai's hair, maybe an original Kai style face without the scar across the top. You know, that's just a little brainstorming there. A new Nia, maybe back printing, you know, better printing on the front there, something a little bit better for Nia. And then maybe the Shadow Garmadon or the Shadow version of Kai. So this could be a transparent black, maybe transparent dark gray color of Kai with just the red eyes. I mean, that would be really freaking cool, guys. Imagine that. Or then Sensei Wu, of course, would be another great option to have. And I could even see maybe a shadow version of Sensei Wu as well. Obviously, like I said, maybe 3 minifigures, 4 minifigures at the most. So Kai Nia, Shadow Kai, Sensei Wu, or Shadow Kai, Shadow Garmadon. Oh my goodness, that would be insane. Come on. That would make all of us OG fans go nuts. I would buy so many Shadow Kai minifigures. That would be insane. Peak set right there. Of course, this is my speculation, guys. Do not get hyped. This is not confirmed. This is not confirmed. Nobody go out there and be like, W Bricks confirmed. It's not confirmed. This is speculation of what we could see from this, what I would love to see from this, if this is in fact a diorama classic line to celebrate OG Ninjago moving into 2026 and celebrating 15 years. Like I said, it matches up with Star Wars. It's possible. It's possible. Okay, so that's our one set for 2025. That's the one diorama set that we've got. That is 2025. So, 2026. It is now 15 years of Ninjago. What do we want to see? All right. Oh, guys, I'm going to go crazy here. Okay. 2025 Ninjago, or 2026 Ninjago. It's so crazy to be thinking, 2 years of where we're actually at right now. But I mean, since we already know the summer wave of 2025, we gotta speculate into 2026 and what a 15-year anniversary line could look like for us. Okay, the first set, the most essential set of the diorama line, is of course the Monastery of Spinjitzu. This is one that, yes, this is honoring OG Ninjago. This is honoring the pilots. Monastery of Spinjitzu. $200 US and 6 exclusive minifigures. Now, let me cook, guys. Let me cook. Monastery Spinjitzu, about 1,500 to 1,800 pieces here with the 6 minifigures. I'm going to be including 2 versions of Kai. Kai included with his blacksmith robes, of course. Finally, a Kai in the blacksmith robes that's accurate. And of course, this is going to have that new face print, of course, without the scar, reminiscent of OG Kai, but without the scar across the head or without the band-aid, whatever. The new hairpiece, and of course, the actual blacksmith torso and legs. We're going to then include pajama Kai minifigures. So Kai from the pajamas, once again, torso, legs, face print, new face print, of course, reminiscent of the old one with the hairpiece yet again. And then, of course, Cole, Jay, and Zane all in the classic black ninja robes. That is right, the classic black ninja robes. New Cole, Zane, and Jay face to reminisce the old days. They could just do new expressions on them like the old prints with the old style. And then black robes on the ninja. That right there, oh my goodness, Ninjago would be back, guys. I couldn't. If that was released, Ninjago would be freaking back, man. And finally, for the last minifigure in this set, unlike 2021 10-year anniversary Ninjago, where they paid respects to the Wild Brain era and gave golden minifigures of the Wild Brain era, I'm going to be giving golden minifigures of the original Ninja. So included in this set is going to be a golden version of the original Sensei Wu minifigure for your collector's item. There will be 7 golden minifigures to collect throughout my series of the diorama line. So this one will include Sensei Wu. Oh my goodness. Would that not be the greatest set in Ninjago's history? The Monastery Spinjitzu, Sensei Wu, 2 versions of Kai, Pajama, and Blacksmith, and the 3 ninja in the black robes. Come on! That's peak. That's peak. Somebody put that down in the comments right now. That is peak. That is freaking peak. Somebody at LEGO hire me because I am cooking right now. Oh my goodness. That would be the greatest Ninjago set in the history of LEGO Ninjago. Come on. That would be freaking insane. Next up here, we're going down the price ranges, down to just $50 for this diorama set. Now, I'm going to have these prices a little bit higher, but that'd be normal for an 18-plus lineup, and it's going to be split up throughout the year. So I'm going to have a couple of these release in March, and then a couple of them release, obviously, in the summer wave of LEGO Ninjago. So this one is going to be the Kai's Blacksmith Shop. It is finally freaking time that we received an accurate blacksmith shop for Kai. This will once again include the same Nia minifigure that we saw in the Fire Temple from 2025. And then this is also going to include the same blacksmith variant of Kai that we saw in the monastery that I just talked about. Now, for the golden minifigure included in this set, I want all 4 Golden Ninja minifigures to look basically the same, and I want this to be the original Kai. That's right, just the original Kai in gold. Solid gold, original Kai. And I think that is going to be the cleanest and best route for the Ninja. I want the Ninja to all have their original golden suits. I think that I've gone back and forth between, you know, all gold of the ZX suits or all gold of the DX suits. But I think the way to go to really pay respects to Ninjago is to give them their original suits. They wore the original suits in Season 1 as well, and I think that this just pays the most respects to the origins of LEGO Ninjago. So I'm going with the solid gold Kai original minifigure in this set. So that means this set has the Blacksmith Kai, the new variant of Nia, or the new old variant of Nia, and then, of course, the golden version of Kai at $50. Everybody's going to want golden Kai, and that's why I've got him down here at the lowest price to get golden Kai. Let's move on. All right, and for the third and final set of the Pilot's Wave of Ninjago, obviously, Sensei Wu was essential, Kai was essential for the pilot, but we got to add in one more set and one more ninja here for the golden line, and so that is why I'm going to go with Garmadon's Dark Fortress as the final set here. Going to charge $80 for this one. I think they could get it done right around $80. I think they could do a pretty good job on it for $80. This one is going to include just a couple minifigures here at $80. We're going to have a regular version of Sensei Wu. This is probably going to be the same one that would come from the Fire Temple if I did put the Sensei Wu in the Fire Temple set, but just the same style of Sensei Wu, you know, Perfectly reminiscent of the old days, but maybe with a new staff as well, an actually accurate staff piece. That would be really freaking cool. But I think Sensei Wu belongs in here. Obviously, Lord Garmadon belongs in here. I think that would be fantastic to get a Lord Garmadon again like this, the classic style of him. I would love to see a Samukai in here. New design, of course. I do not want the old design brought back. Let's keep him dead. But I would love to see a new design of Samukai here. Maybe different arms, different ways you can pose the arms. Maybe the mouth doesn't open, something like that. Some sort of new Samukai design. And then for the fourth minifigure here in the set, it's got to go to the golden original Cole. Cole was the one that I didn't really have a set for. When it came to the other sets that I was designing in this, when I was thinking about where I could put these golden minifigures, Cole was the one that I was like, I don't know where I could put him here. So that is why Cole is going to have this one off. He's going to be in the Garmadon's Dark Fortress. Does he match as much? I mean, he's there. He witnesses the battle. But I got to put him somewhere, so I'm going to slap the golden Cole here into this set. Now let's move on to the other 4 sets, paying respects to Season 1. All right, so for Season 1, the first one we're going to do is actually going to be our micro scale set. So these other sets, they're not minifigure scale, but they're not micro scale. So just that for context, if you were wondering, they're not minifigure scale. They're not full, play sets. They're going to be big display sets with stands for minifigures, but they're not going to be micro scale. This one is going to be more closer to the micro scale. And this one is actually going to be Ed and Edna's junkyard. I think that this is a spot in Ninjago where we continue to go back to time and time again. And I think it was finally time to receive an Ed and Edna's junkyard, especially paying respects to OG Ninjago. So, Ed and Edna's junkyard. Now, I want this to include 5 different vehicles, and you can pick which one you want on display. And of course, these are going to be micro scale vehicles, but I think they could still get them done looking really, really good. Of course, Kai's Blade Cycle, Cole's Tread Assault, Jay's Lightning Jet, and Zane's Ice Motorbike. Those are going to be 4 that can sit out there. They're going to be small, or if you didn't want to display those, you could put down the nice micro scale Ultrasonic Raider in there, which I think would be really, really cool. And I think that this at a micro midi scale set here, I think you could do a really good job just with all the little details around, all the piles of junk sitting in there. Of course, that iconic little trailer that sits in the middle of it, that gorgeous little red sign over it with the Ed and Edna's junkyard. I think this set would be a really, really fun one at just like $50. Nothing too crazy, nothing too expensive here. Something affordable, but something really, really cool, like I said, and it pays respects. This is going to include 3 minifigures at $50. This is going to include Ed and Edna, of course. You cannot not have Ed and Edna here. And then, of course, I'm sure you were expecting the golden variant of Jay here. I think that this would be a pretty solid set. And, I would definitely pick this one up day one. Once again, what I want to do with this wave, in my wave of Ninjago sets here that I'm developing, that this could all never come true, but in case that it does, I'm predicting it now. I just want to pay respects to the original theme, to the original Ninjago, where we came from, where we began, and I really think that scene, that snake bit, Season 1, Episode 3, that was such a great scene. Such a great moment when the Ninja One unlocked their vehicles. You have that great moment between Jay and his family. Of course, we go back there again to create the Ultrasonic Raider. We go back there multiple times throughout Ninjago, and I really, really, really thought that this was a great spot to pay respects to. So let's move on. I guess if you wanted to put more vehicles in there, you could put some micro scale snake vehicles like the Wrecking Ball or something. That would be freaking cool. That would be pretty dang cool, so just think about that as well. Let's move on to the next set. The next set is going to be based on one of the most iconic scenes in all of LEGO Ninjago's history from Season 1, Episode 2, Home. Of course, the moment when they first look upon the Destiny's Bounty. It is time to have the Destiny's Bounty in all of its glory done in, I would say, midi scale, not micro, but midi scale, just beautifully done. I can see it sitting on the rocks just in that scene right there. The Destiny's Bounty, just sitting here thinking about it, I can see it with the sunset right behind it. Of course, they've got their little dining room table up at the very top. I would love to see this done in like full detail. Of course, not minifigure scale. We couldn't get it done in minifigure scale, but somewhere in that midi scale range where they could really put in a lot of details, make this thing really, really massive for maybe $100 here for this one, $100 here of the Destiny's Bounty. just deck this thing out. Make it look just like it does in the show. It would be at the perfect scale where it doesn't have to be too big to fit minifigures. You don't have to worry about fitting minifigures, but it's the right size to put in all those little details. Oh my goodness, I would go crazy. I would go crazy for an actually accurate Destiny's Bounty. That would be so freaking cool. Of course, minifigures, I'm sure you guessed here, the Golden Zane has to come into this set. That would be absolutely essential. I'm going to throw in a Sensei Wu into this set as well. This is going to be the minifigure that kind of pops up a bunch. So I'm going to throw Sensei Wu here into this set as well. And then I'm also going to throw in a brand new variant of the Falcon. I think that's kind of an essential one to have going on here. And then we're just going to put in that original Nia as well. We've been using her around. We're going to put her into this set as well, since she's kind of the pilot of the Destiny's Bounty in the original season. So we're going to put the Nia in here as well. Let's move on to the next set. I think that one is pretty freaking solid. Zane, Sensei Wu, Nia, and a brand new variant of the Falcon. $100 for a gorgeous decked out Destiny's Bounty. That's going to be a solid 18 plus set. Oh my goodness, thinking about that, that would be insane. Let's move on to the next one. This next one, we're actually going to dip our toes into Season 2 a little bit. Just dip the toes in just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little dip in to Season 2. Just a couple episodes in, of course, Pirates vs. Ninja, where we get to meet the ultimate man himself, the Brown Ninja, Dareth. I would love to see Dareth's Mojo Dojo brought into a Lego Ninjago set. I think it would be super cool. Not as a total modular building, maybe bring this down to about $100, but on the, the black base plate, maybe $80 here for this one. But the Dareth's Mojo Dojo is something that I think would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, we can include the Dareth minifigure here in the set. I'm thinking a couple of his students in those little white robes, that they wear, the sensei or the training robes that they wear. I think that would be really cool. Like the two that he has stacked the wood for him. I don't, what's their name? Jimmy or something? I don't know, but I can see it right there. Dareth, two of his students. The golden minifigure in this set is going to be, of course, the golden young Lloyd minifigure in the green ninja robes. When he's got the short legs, it's going to be accurate this time around. He's going to have the hairpiece. It's all going to be gold. By the way, all these gold minifigures are going to have golden faces as well. Not just the generic faces like they did last time. We're giving them golden faces for each of these minifigures as well. So, of course, Lloyd here with the golden face. Small, young Lloyd. That's a fantastic set right there. Maybe $80. The Dareth's Mojo Dojo. Dareth, two of his students, and of course Lloyd, and then you can't forget Dareth's trophies. So I think that would be a fantastic freaking set. I mean, so many of us have wanted Dareth's Mojo Dojo for so long, and I just think that would be terrific. Of course, getting iconic Dareth himself in a set would be fantastic again. So we got one more set from Season 1. Let's do it. The final set is a set that should have been made to begin with. It obviously was not made, but it should have been made. This set I'm going to have retail at $200. This is going to be the big one. This is going to be the big boy. This is going to be the City of Ouroboros. That is right, the City of Ouroboros. And this set is going to have a brand new Pythor minifigure included. This is going to have Sensei Wu included yet again. We got to throw Sensei Wu in here. I'm going to have this one include a regular young Lloyd Garmadon from the show. We're going to throw in a Lloyd Garmadon here. I think that would be pretty fitting for this set. I am then going to throw in all four of the original Ninja in their ZX suits. What I'm going to change here about the ZX suits is I'm actually going to chrome out both the gold and silver shoulder pads on their body. They're going to be fully chromed out. They're going to be gorgeous. The designs are going to be a little bit more intricate. We're going to have some arm printing, some side leg printing, maybe a little bit on here. We're going to fully deck out these minifigures. They're not going to include their hoods. They're going to all have hair pieces. So Colin J's hairpiece is still in production, so that's fine. Of course, we're going to have that new variant of the Kai hairpiece from the Kai that we just made for the blacksmith shop and for the Pajama Kai, and then we're also going to have to just make a new hair mold or bring back the old hair mold for Zane, which would be completely fine. So all of them are going to be decked out, like I said. Far more intricate details on them. I want chromed out armor on these guys. They've got to be decked out here. And of course, hair pieces instead of hoods here. These are still going to be exclusive minifigures. They are not going to be the same minifigures that we saw back in 2012. That brings our total up to 7 minifigures in this set at $200. We've got Pythor, Sensei Wu, young Lloyd Garmadon, and all 4 of the original Ninja. But don't forget, the golden variant, the golden minifigure of this set is going to Samurai X to round out our golden minifigures. I think that is a pretty dang solid choice here for the final set of my lineup. I think that this turned out really, really good. City of Ouroboros, guys, what am I looking at here? Because I want a big piece count. I want like 3,200 pieces in here for $200, 8 minifigures, including that golden Samurai X. I want a circular base plate, not the square that we're looking at for everything else. Everything else, you know, you kind of envision with that square base plate. Not this one. I want a circular styled base plate. So you need to create this beautifully rounded circle shape, of course, out of the black tiles. And then what you're going to do is have that gorgeous circle in the middle with that great Devourer statue right up in the center, of course. I'd love to have some of the little gates or sitting areas around as well. And of course, that spiral in the ground out of like transparent green for when it gets lit up from Pythor. I think this set could even include a massive statue or a massive version of the Great Devourer. I think having the Great Devourer, you know, kind of coming out of the ground a little bit, looking down at the ninja, just like it does in that scene, of course, when it eats Pythor and Sensei Wu, he looks down at him. I think that would be such a freaking cool thing to be able to have in the set. But even without the Great Devourer himself, I think it would be fantastic just to have that statue there, just a massive version of the statue. Of course, like the green venom dripping down it, that spiral in the ground, of course, and then kind of the stands all around in that circular shape. Oh my goodness, that would be fantastic, guys, to have the City of Ouroboros after all these years. With the 8 minifigures, $200, that would be absolutely insane. What a dream come true set, guys. That would be, come on, that would be freaking nuts, man. That would be so cool. Now, I know throughout this video I've said 7 sets and 7 minifigures. But I decided at the last second, as I'm sitting here, I was like, oh, shoot, I got another idea. We got to slap it on. We got to slap on another idea, guys. No, that's right. We've got one more idea, the 8th set concept. This is going to be my big direct-to-consumer, Lego exclusive, expensive Ninjago set celebrating 15 years of Lego Ninjago. The Temple of Light. The moment the ninja get the new suits. What is this set going to include? This set is going to retail for $400 US. $400 US. Included in this set is going to be 4 new variants of the original kimono-robed minifigures. Of course, for Kai, Jay, Zane, and Cole. Once again, chromed out stuff. I would prefer not to have the hoods this time. I think having them all with the hair. Maybe new faces, like when they get their powers of like the blades. I would love new blades. Speaking of that, blades for each of them. This set would include Misako. Of course, Zane's dad, Dr. Julian. That would be fantastic as well. Sensei Wu, of course. You got to throw him in here. Of course, we need Lloyd as well. We just saw him re-released in the book in the kimono robe, so let's bring him back, chrome it out, fancy up these suits. Once again, arm printing, leg printing, going all out on these minifigures. Hairpiece on Lloyd, new face print. Once again, of course, all of these ninja minifigures, remember, these are not going to be the same ones from 2013. These are going to be brand new versions of them. They can look just like they did in the show, but I want these prints updated. I want updated, fancier printing. I want the arm printing, the leg printing, the new faces, the new hair mold, of course, on Zane and Kai. Cole and Jay can have the old hair mold, but they all need new faces. This is going to be decked out with these ninja minifigures. And then, of course, included in here as well is going to be General Kozu. We can bring him back, you know, give him some new prints, make him look about the same, but give him some new prints. 4 stone warriors that walk in with him. That amazing scene when the 4 stone warrior like generals walk in right with General Kozu and Lloyd pulls out the golden dragon technique right in front of them. That would be fantastic. So what are we up to right now? The 5 ninja minifigures, Sensei Wu, Dr. Julian, and Misako, that is 8. Bring in the 4 stone warrior general guys, that is 12. 13 with General Kozu. Now we're going to bring in more stone warriors. We're going to bring in 4 of that regular warrior style of the stone warriors. So now what, we're up to like 16 minifigures, is it? Or 17 minifigures. That's pretty dang good. And then finally, we're going to give, for the 18th minifigure here, golden variant of 4-armed Lord Garmadon. Oh man, I cooked. Come on, come on, that is good. That is good, guys. The whole interior of the temple, remember, this is $400. It's going to be built up on a little bit of a mountain as you come up. Inside, we'll have, of course, those 4 pillars that the ninja each stand under with each of their little emblems on the ground. Of course, the bell in the middle of it. I picture this kind of like a dollhouse where you can open up the back to see the entire interior. I love the pictures, the destiny across the wall inside of the temple as well. Oh my goodness, this would be fantastic, guys. This would be fantastic. If they could put some light bricks in as well. Imagine some light bricks under the crystals on the wall to act like the light is beaming through like it does in that incredible scene. Oh my goodness, guys, am I good? Wow. What a set. 18 minifigures, the 4 ninja, the green ninja, Sensei Wu, Dr. Julian, Misako, 4 generals, 4 Storm Warriors, General Kozu, and a golden version of Lord Garmadon. Holy freaking smokes. Oh, wow, that would be incredible. That right there honors classic Ninjago. This has been one of the most fun videos for me to actually make on the channel ever. I hope you guys enjoyed it here today. Drop your thoughts down below. What do you think of my concept of 15 years of LEGO Ninjago? Would this save the theme? Would this revitalize it? Would this bring the theme back to life? And what do you think of course, that initial theory of, is the Fire Temple returning next year? Is that diorama the beginning of the 18+ line and the beginning of this transition back to celebrate 15 years and celebrate classic Ninjago? Drop it all in the comment section down below. What is your favorite concept that I listed here today? Thank y'all for watching. As always, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys spending your day or night here with me on the channel, and I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you guys, as always. Once again, big shout out to OG Ninjago, and I will see you all later on W Breaks.